Vital Living presents Preparing Seeds, Grains, and Legumes for Eating, because a happy digestion means a happier life. Seeds, grains, and legumes have been used by humans as food since before agriculture, and actually led us into that way of life. Grains are the seeds of grasses, nuts are the seeds of trees, and legumes are the seeds of nitrogen-setting plants such as beans. Before we settled down and started farming in earnest, we didn't get nearly as much of them as we do now. Who knows how humans figured out how to eat them? No doubt, like many practices, it was an accident. The secret to making seeds, grains, and legumes usable for the human body is to soak them first. You see, when a seed sits in water, it wants to sprout. Chemical changes start to occur, one of which is that the enzyme inhibitors break down. Without enzyme inhibitors, the enzymes in the human body can break down the seed. But there's more. If the water in which the seed is soaking is acidic, the phytic acid in the seed also breaks down. Yes, we do have acids in our stomach, but our stomach does not hold food long enough for this breakdown to happen. The minimum amount of time needed to break down the phytic acid in grains is about 7 hours, and our stomach empties in a maximum of 2. 7 hours of pre-soaking greatly reduces phytic acid, and you can soak longer. But not only does the soaking reduce phytic acid, it increases helpful enzymes, which in turn release vitamins, especially B vitamins. Grains can be divided into those that have gluten and those that don't. Wheat, rye, spelt, and barley all contain gluten, although wheat has the most. Oats often do, because they're grown next to wheat, and some crossbreeding occurs, although it is possible to get truly gluten-free oats. Grains that do not include gluten include corn, buckwheat, amaranth, rice, teff, and millet. It's not completely necessary to soak gluten-free grains, but if you don't, it's important to cook them with mineral-rich bone broth to compensate for the mineral-depleting effects of phytic acid. So how do you soak grains? Let's make some oatmeal to demonstrate. This does mean you have to plan ahead. Say you want to have oatmeal for breakfast on Monday morning. On Sunday night, measure out your dry oatmeal for that meal and put it in a bowl. Add the same amount of water to the bowl, along with a tablespoon of an acidic liquid, and give it a stir. I sometimes use soured raw milk, but you can also use water with apple cider vinegar, lemon juice, or whey. Whey is the liquid left over when your raw milk separates, or the liquid that pools on the top of your yogurt when it sits for a while in the fridge. In the morning, boil the same amount of water that you added to your oats with some salt. Add the soaked oats and simmer until soft. This won't take as long as if you cook them without soaking. Add some dried fruits if you like near the end of the cooking. When it's done, add lots of pasture butter or cream and sweeten with a natural sweetener such as maple syrup, raw honey, or rapadura, which is evaporated cane juice. You can soak longer than 7 hours if you want to make your grains extremely easy to digest. So if you want that oatmeal for Monday morning, you can start soaking it on Sunday morning. You want rice for dinner on Monday night? On Monday morning, put your brown rice and twice as much water into your cook pot along with 1 tablespoon of acidic liquid per cup of water. Leave it on your stove and cook as usual when it's time for dinner. If you've never made brown rice, it takes about twice as long to cook as white rice. Of course, grains are not the only thing you'll want to soak. Legumes, any type of bean, and tree nuts also needs to be soaked before eating. The cookbook's Nourishing Traditions and Wild Fermentation both have detailed recipes for grains, including recipes for sourdough bread. I highly recommend them both. So while soaking is a bit of a process, it pays dividends in good health and vastly improved digestion. In case you're not sure exactly where you should be applying this process, remember, if it will sprout into a new plant, then remember you need to soak it before you eat it.